Next up, in the Sidney Lumet set, is the 1967 directed The Deadly Affair, starring James Mason as British secret agent investigator, which I just love the idea of. Charles Dobbs. This is a character whom is investigating someone at the start where there has been a letter of complaint of weariness, so they have to follow procedure and delve into this guy's background. At the start we see Charles talking to him. They have a great kind of conversation. He's like, don't worry about this, load of nonsense, forget about it, you're going to get this big high powered position, everything's going to be fine.
You know that's a load of bull. I had a perfectly friendly interview with this man in the park. I left him happy.
And then later on that night, Charles is informed of this man's suicide, or apparent suicide, and it opens up the avenues of this spy Cold War type thriller, which was fascinating as we watch Charles investigate this. Everyone wants to just put it down as a suicide and completely disregard it. He cannot let it go. There is something that's just not right here. It doesn't sit right with him at all. He needs to investigate and figure out why this man apparently killed himself, or more to his liking, who killed him and why.
I think we ought to give the facts to the police.
And have a murder case plastered across every front page.
And based on the John le Carre novel, it is really involving. It's really twisting and turning. I think there are some things that are a little bit signposted more than they need to be, and becomes a little bit apparent of some of the twists that come later on, although the twists which do happen later on are thrilling and exciting. But one of the biggest aspects of this movie, one thing that really drew me in, and something that I just utterly adored, was the relationship between Charles and his wife. It's so dysfunctional that I was marvelling by the idea of this. So he has this kind of younger wife, and they seem to have a less than active physical love life, and she quite openly still enjoys having flings with other men, and tells him about it.
Or was it this time? Oh, I see. Somebody I know.
And there is this almost cuckolded feeling about this relationship as she informs her husband of kind of what's going on. He's fully aware of what's going on. He is an investigator. He's not an idiot. And there is this almost understanding and this building tension between this couple, because he won't berate, shout, demand. He is very articulate and to the point and almost understanding, which is more infuriating for the wife. And this continues throughout the film, these kind of veiled comments and conversations which just offer a whole different avenue to the film that made it just super interesting for me.
It's the nice ones that I'm terrified of, the ones that could give you love.
Now, I'm fully invested in the investigation of the apparent suicide, how it's leading down kind of angles of espionage and all kinds of cloak and dagger kind of stuff, which is great. But this inclusion of this home life that is so dysfunctional and so stressful, on top of that, was just cherry on top of this. It was just a wonderful addition to the film. James Mason is kind of great. He has this cadence in the way he talks that I've always kind of liked, that almost seems a matter of fact, the way he's delivering information. He is a well-studied man who kind of watches people and can understand situations. He may not like them, but he can get his head round why things are happening.
That's rather a ghoulish thought, Charlie.
She's had rather a ghoulish life.
And this is one of those movies where the twists and turns that come later on, the following of the investigation, the conversations he's having with people, the people from his past that reignite old memories, kind of help out everything. Although I do feel that one of the major aspects of the film is kind of signposted early on, and it becomes rather apparent. We're just almost waiting on our main character to catch up with our thoughts, which I feel is just a little bit of a detraction on this film, but it moves super quick. At 115 minutes, it doesn't feel as long as that. It feels as if we're constantly on the tail of this investigation, and whenever we're not in the investigation, we're in this ridiculously strange home life that is equally as captivating a story. Some of the supporting cast in this are absolutely wonderful. You get Maximilian Schell, who turns up as an old kind of spy ally at one point, who just adds a whole new avenue to the film. Roy Kinnear turns up as a person who has loaned a car at one point. It's one or two sequences and it's just wonderful. You get a kind of enforcer that works with Charles, who is one of these kind of silent men that whenever something's not interesting just seems to fall asleep within a sequence. You know, he'll be sitting there as this super interesting conversation, a battle of words is going on, and then the camera will cut to him and he's like just snoring away. And it's one of those weird characters who's highly capable, but if it's not interesting facts to him immediately, he's just sleeping. It's full of these terrific characters, terrific situations, wonderful conversations which are loaded with duality, and a great twist at the end of it. I was really surprised by The Deadly Affair. I thought it was greater than I expected. This is, again, it's a bare bones disc. There is a trailer on this one. It's from a 2K scan, so it looks terrific. Other than that, it's just the movie that's on it. And to be honest, it's a terrific movie, although I would love to have had a commentary and some extras with this one. I'd love to know your thoughts on The Deadly Affair if you've seen it, your favourite part. What did you think of the whole relationship angle on that one? Because I'm really kind of curious your thoughts on that. So let me know in the comment box below what you thought of the movie. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership programme and manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.